I gets home from work.
Okay.
All this right here blowed out of proportion when the police got called to the house. And I'm like, for what?
Plaintiff Antoniqua Andrews alleges her angry aunt owes her for an unpaid personal loan. She's suing for $3,300. Defendant Marie Williams claims her niece is a foul-mouthed fool who harassed her for an early repayment. She says she owes nothing.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. I do.
I do.
Thank you. This is case number 094 on the docket, Andrews versus Williams.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
And
Judge.
welcome to both of you. We have the plaintiff, Antoniqua Andrews, and you are suing your aunt, Marie Williams, for $3,300 for not paying back a loan plus interest. Antoniqua, why don't we start with you? What is your case?
Okay, when I turned 18 years old, we went to court, basically, me and my grandmother and my siblings, to basically figure out what happened to my mom, and we got a settlement from my mom's death. The settlement was almost $16,000.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And then 3 months later, my aunt, she came to me basically saying that she needed some money, and her being my favorite aunt, I really didn't mind. And I gave her a total of $5,000 first, and maybe about a week later, she came to me and asked me for $1,500 more. And once I gave her that, she came up with the idea to sign basically like a agreement, and we signed it, and that was the end. And then we was waiting for her to get her disability or something from her job. And when she got that, she gave me $2,000 cash. That was her first payment, and that was in October. Then we went from there. Then December, I had some car problems, and I had recently lost my job, and I kind of hit hard times, and I needed the money right then and there. And when I contacted her, I couldn't get in touch with her because I guess I was blocked. That was December 30th. That's when I rode over there, and I'm like, what do I want? Like, you know what's going on. I need my money. It's the end of the month. It's not the 31st, but it's the 30th. What one day is going to change? So that's when I called the police. When I called the police, he basically told me that it wasn't really nothing that he can do because that was a civil matter, and I would have to take it to court.
Have you received any payments beyond the first $2,000 that were paid back?
I know she sent me $600 one month, and then I think like a total of $1,200.
In your statement, I think $1,800. In other words, 3 $600 payments.
Evidence 2, it shows how much she paid me in Cash App, and that was $1,700.
Okay, so you're saying $1,700.
And if you look, it's where she declined.
And
yes.
But in any event, according to you, at least $3,700 has been paid back of the original $6,500. I, Antoniqua Andrews, am loaning Marie Williams a total of $5,000, which she agrees to pay back on a monthly payment arrangement. The first payment of $1,000 by the end of September, minimum $600 at the end of each month, until the full balance of $5,500 is paid. And we know there was then the additional $1,500. So if I look at these, it comes to $7,000.
When my check came, I gave her $2,000. That was the $1,000 that was written up in the agreement for the first payment, and $1,000 towards the $1,500.
So you paid her $2,000, and then were there 3 payments of $600 that were also paid to her?
It was 2 payments of $600, and then the other $500 that completed the $1,500 that I borrowed from her.
So you're saying you paid her back $1,700 in addition to the first $2,000?
she was being paid every month, the $600 as agreed, until she sent the police to my house. And when I talked with the police and told him what was going on and told him it wasn't due until tomorrow, and I had half of the money, but I couldn't get the rest out of the ATM because you can only pull out a certain amount. So I was going to get the rest the next day, but she insisted. She came and cussed me out and caused a scene at my mom's house to the point that, yes, I did leave, and I told her it wasn't due yet, I got you tomorrow, but she wasn't hearing that. So she breached the contract by trying to make me pay early, and I didn't have to pay until the next day.
I was brought into this matter because my sister doesn't have anyone, you know, as in on her side on this case. When I came to my auntie, when the payments were late, I came to my auntie and I then said, hey, whatever agreement y'all had, that is amongst y'all too. But when it was a late situation, I then was brought into it because that was outside of the contract due to her not paying when she was saying she was going to pay.
Tyrone, you heard what was said. What do you want to say?
First of all,
in
Judge
response?
Jerry, payment was never late. We didn't do anything wrong. We did nothing wrong.
Okay.
But,
You understand where I'm coming from? I spoke with her. As a matter of fact, I spoke with Nook in the backyard and told her and her boyfriend, because at first I didn't know nothing about this. You see what I'm saying? So I spoke with her and told her, after they got back to me, I told her that I appreciate what she did for her auntie. You understand where I'm coming from? And that I will be paying her. I will make sure that she gets her money. She said, okay. We was back there in the backyard fishing, everything. I gets home from work.
Okay.
All this right here blowed out of proportion when the police got called to the house. And I'm like, for what?
We talked about it, and she asked me about the payback. And I told her that as long as we keep it between us, you know, because I didn't want family involved because family could be messy. I say, as long as we keep it between us, me, you, and my fiance, because I told her that he would be paying it back because I was still out of work on disability. So I said, as long as you keep it between us, I'll give you an extra $500 for, you know, for giving it to me and keeping it between us. And I told her to make her feel comfortable, I would print something up to show her that, you know, I would pay her the money back long as she keep it between us. And I wrote everything out and we signed it. She kept sending me requests early to pay her the money early, and I kept declining them. And when I decline them, she'll send me nasty texts or she'll call and cuss me about the money. She's been doing this the whole time I had the loan. And the only reason I did not finish, well, Tyrone did not finish paying her, is when the police came to my house.
But Tyrone is not in the agreement.
He advised me that, and he advised me that Antoniqua.
I was paying her though, right?
All right.
So you know what?
I don't know
One
what
at a
you
time.
doing, but it shouldn't have been between y'all.
Ask her though.
Like,
This
that's between
doesn't sound-
y'all. That's between her and her aunt.
This doesn't sound like Thanksgiving.
That was the only time that I requested any money from her, was after she did not pay me my money.
The police advised me that she said that she was taking me to court. So he said, if it's gonna be this much confusion, just cut all contact until your court papers come. That's the only reason I declined her request, because she already said she was taking me to court. So it was no need for me to send any more money.
That doesn't violate the whole contract. All it violates is the $500. But the rest
Can I
of the
say something real
loan,
quick?
the $6,500 that was loaned, you are entitled to be paid back. The evidence shows that $3,700 has been paid back. The plaintiff is entitled to $2,800, which would make up the rest of the loan. So I am finding for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,800.
I didn't really want to, you know, have everybody in our business because, like she said, this was between me and her.
It's not like we wasn't paying. We was paying. As y'all can see in the courtroom, they did. Her sister, her witness, said that we did pay.
Glad she got got it resolved, and they can go with their life. I'll go with my life, and if our paths cross, then, hey, I'm still auntie.